In this video, I'm going to walk you through installing OpenSIMH. This is a prerequisite for doing installs of Research Unix version 6 or Research Unix version 7. So this video will help you get the OpenSIMH prerequisite set up. So go to opensimh.org, read up on it. It'll tell you a little bit about the simulations. And when you get around to it, click on the link that takes you to GitHub. And this is where the source code lives. We're going to look at the README file specifically on how to build this thing, and that's readme.cmake.markdown. We'll click on that. We can see it's got a table of contents, thankfully, because this is a very long document. And we're going to click on building the simulators. Inside of here, we have a set of instructions about how to build this. They're kind of generic. The one we're interested in is this one for the Unix Lake stuff. We're going to clone the repo into a local copy the repo, and then we're going to check for dependencies and build those as, or install those as needed. And then we're going to build using the CMake stuff. So I'll open my own notes and we'll follow those notes. They're slightly tweaked. So here we have the plan, which is we're going to make sure that we have CMake installed. We're going to create a work area and switch into it. And then we're going to clone the repo, change into its directory. We're going to run its dependency script as sudo so that we can get those installed. Then we're going to run the builder script to build it. We're going to pass it a flavor, and I'll talk a little bit more about the flavor when we get there. And then we'll copy the binary of the results into our directory. So without further ado, we'll open up the command prompt. Nice and giant. We'll check to make sure the CMake is installed. It is. If not, it'll install it. Then we're going to create a working directory and change into it. Make sure there's nothing there. We're going to clone the repo. Doesn't take long, maybe 10 seconds total or even less. We'll change into that directory and look around. We can see that there's the files that we saw on the GitHub page. And we're going to look at this in our local Visual Studio Code or something. Code readme-cmake md. And you can see that this is the text. If we click preview, we don't care about the Docker thing. Sorry about that. And we see the same thing that we saw on the website. And there's building the simulators. We can click it here. And this gives us the ability to cut and paste, that kind of thing. And what we're going to follow is these directions, which are exactly what we saw on the website. We're going to slightly modify them. So we definitely clone the repo. Next up, we're going to check the dependencies. We're going to run it as sudo so it can do those installs for us. And then we'll run the builder command. We will do that now. All right, so I'm going to run the Travis deps file. And I've already installed it all, so it's real quick, but if it isn't already installed, it's going to take several minutes to do that. And then we'll build it. And if we build it the way that it said in the README file, that it's this way, it doesn't actually do anything. It just tells us what to do. So it says that we didn't set the flavor, and our flavor comes out of this help down here. We can pick one of these. If you're on Windows, it's probably one of those. If you're on Mac, it may be one of these or one of these others. Ninja is one that works good. Unix is the one I prefer. So you do what you need to do. But if we run that, it's going to take a little while. So it's going to check for dependencies, then it's going to start building the objects. CMake is really slow, so it's going to take forever to do this, but in a few minutes, I'll pause the video. In a few minutes, it's going to be done with this part, and I'll show you it doing the tests next, and then I'll come back at the end. And altogether, this probably takes 10 minutes on my rather fast laptop. On yours, it might take longer, or if you're on a desktop, it might be faster. So I'll pause the video here in a sec. Well, I let it run too long, so we'll just kind of scroll through and see what it does. It gets to 98, 99%, 100%. And once it's done, it starts building out the tests. Once it's done with the tests, Well, it is pretty much done. Tells you if everything passed, if any failed, it would let you know, but there it is. It is successful. Once it's successful, we know we have it, and we have, excuse me, we have some files in the bin directory. And the one we're interested in is PDP-11. And we can copy that off to our local directory that's in the path. And we can run it, PDP-11. Once we do, it gives us the commit ID and we're good to go. That is that. All right. We have successfully installed OpenSIMH, so yay. Next up, how to install Research Unix version 6 on OpenSIMH.